We're good.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. I'm your host, Dara Whitman, and here with me is my co-host,
Cailin. Chloe.
How are you?
I am doing better than I was last time, I think. Maybe. Yes.
Well, we're going to talk about, some episodes that happened.
Yeah, some things happened in that show that we watched.
All right, today we're still in Orphan Black. We're still in season 4.
All right.
And we're talking episode 7, the Antisocialism of Sex, and episode 8, the Redesign of Natural Objects.
All right.
All right, so we're going to talk about this episode 7, which is super happy, super funny, grand old. I'm kidding. This episode's fucking depressing.
Oh, it is. It is kind of depressing.
Yeah, so I need to bring this up. We forgot to say it in the last episode, but Tatiana Maslany was nominated for her final Emmy for Orphan Black.
Yeah.
So congrats.
Yay, I'm so excited for her.
And people remember, she won an Emmy for season 4, and this was a specific episode that they submitted.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
And
good.
then she won.
She did so good.
Yeah. Even though everybody's all sad and stuff.
You could submit any episode of the show, and it'd be amazing. Because, seriously?
I think you would probably want to do an episode where it's there's a good chunk of clones.
Yeah.
In them, so she's playing definitely. You can see that all the parts.
Yeah.
And then also when she has to act with a lot of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So who do we want to start with?
That's a great question.
I'm gonna start with Rachel because she doesn't do a ton, although there's a bit at the end that kind of plays into it. And also she's the one who's not as depressed because she's just got her bitch face on.
Yep, and she didn't really know Ken the Mullet, so she doesn't have to worry about the whole
Well, she's upset
grieving.
because she now knows there's no Kira and the original's gone.
It's a bit of a bummer.
Yes. So her mother tells her that the original's gone, and they bring her up to this little, I guess, where Susan stays for the most part. It's where there's windows and you can kind of see where they are. Mm-hmm. We learn where they are. They're on the island of Dr. Moreau, which is totally a place.
That's totally a place that exists.
You know what? Close. It's up in the north.
Northward.
We're gonna call the island of Dr. Moreau till further notice.
Okay, sounds good.
Because it feels like a lot of people. There's the people who are definitely lost all hope, mm-hmm. and they're saying it's hopeless. We're done, and everybody. And then there's the other people who are just kind of no, mm-hmm. not all hope is lost. We're gonna figure this out. So for this one, it's Rachel, which is interesting because for the most part, it's the clones that are sad, and she's kind of no,
right,
no.
She's very much a determinator in this episode. Mm-hmm. So good for her, I guess.
And they get a video chat from Evie. Basically, saying that they're gonna take over now, and they asked about the clones, and they said the naive clones are just gonna not really worry about them. They're gonna be dead soon anyway. Mm-hmm. But then Sarah and the self-aware clones, they're a threat.
Yes.
So that's not good.
No. Yeah, definitely not good because that means something wicked this way comes.
And then we do get a little bit of with Evie. Apparently, she still gets sick from stuff, and she's got shingles.
Yeah,
that's fun. Although, wouldn't you have a fever if you get?
I don't know. Shingles works in different ways.
I never had shingles.
Oh, good.
I don't think I've ever had the chickenpox either.
That's good. Did you have the vaccination?
I did get the vaccination, but I never got the chickenpox.
Nice. That's good. Well, if you had the vaccine, then you're good. But if you had the chickenpox, then you're eligible for shingles, which sucks. I had chickenpox, so. I thought
it was if you never got chickenpox, you're more eligible for shingles.
No, if you got vaccinated for chickenpox, then you won't have shingles.
No, I'm saying but I thought if you never got vaccinated but never got the chickenpox.
Oh, then
you're more likely to get shingles.
Maybe, but I did get. Well, if you had chickenpox, then you're definitely eligible for shingles.
Well, congratulations.
Which sucks. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to avoid that.
Yeah, I never had them anyway. But they're going to implant another different kind of new maggot bot into her cheek, and hopefully that'll be good. Mm-hmm. And then we go back to Rachel, and at one point she's walking down some steps looking for her mother, and then she falls, and then there's, a swan. It's fine.
Just float in midair.
Float in midair, it's fine. It was, I think, because I forgot about that, and then it was the first time I was watching it, it's kind of rewatching it, and it kind of startled me a bit. It was in Citizen Kane when the cockatoo shows up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or just shows up and screams.
Yeah. By the way, I think I'm right about this, but fuck swans? Aren't they dicks?
Sometimes, wait, we went to a school with 2 beautiful swans, and they never harassed you, did they?
Aren't swans dicks?
Some of them.
Also,
not all swans.
Also,
Dara.
like they're not, but they're not the. Are they not the? They're not the original swans though. There's more swans near Millersville.
Yeah, they had like a whole. There's I think there's like a whole farm of them or something.
Like I remember I was walking there one time for a class and I saw a bunch of swans.
Those they never had more than like 2 there. Probably.
No, not at the lake, but like around different area. There was like a bunch of them. So I'm saying, those are not always the same swans. So we really don't know who the swans are.
They switch them out sometimes. They do.
So they're not Miller and Seville.
They're always Miller and Seville.
No, they're not. There's no.
Always Miller and Seville. That's what they do. Like that's what they call them. Like no matter like.
I know, but like there should be one swan. No, there should be the same swans always, and then they're just lying to us.
Oh man, they're like superheroes. Every so often they switch them out for the new one, but they retain the same name, so it's all good.
Yeah, but that's because you're getting from a bad movie to a good movie.
No, I mean like in like legacy characters, like Robin, like Green Lantern, those kinds of characters.
All right, whatever.
Legacy characters, Miller and Seville. Anyway, so for 99% of people watching this probably don't understand what we're talking about because they didn't go to our lovely university.
All right.
Swans. And they were nice. They just all they wanted was your food. The geese were dicks though. The geese
all birds are dicks and
the geese hissed at me and I didn't like it.
All birds are dicks and I'm scared of them and they're evil.
Okay. Now, after that generalization, let's continue on with the plot.
Allison's back.
Yay!
And she's handling stuff not great.
No, she's pretty upset about the whole thing.
She starts off like making like a flower arrangement to give to Mrs. S. Yeah. And then she just kind of breaks down and
she
it's
can't
like
finish the card.
I kind of forgot for a long time that like Allison was kind of like not like crazy religious, but like believed in like God.
Right, yeah.
I kind of forgot.
Religious, yeah.
And so she's like praying and Donnie's like, here, let me help. I'm like do that, but like, and this is kind of like with all the characters, they're kind of just like regressing into like what they're used to and just like suppressing all the emotions. Mm-hmm. So it's very, very sad.
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah.
So
nobody knows how to deal with their emotions.
So Allison, they're getting because it's Gemma's birthday. By the way, like we're seeing a good amount of Gemma in the last like.
Yeah.
But where's Oscar?
Yeah, where's Oscar at?
Oh well. But it's Gemma's birthday, so they're throwing a slumber party, and Allison's all like, "Nope, we got to make this like great for her. We're gonna do this." Mm-hmm. And they're getting all this set up, and Donnie just wants Allison to talk to somebody, so he invites the Reverend over, who's nice.
Yeah,
he's a fine man. And then the party goes on, and it's a fun time. Gemma's a bit kind of like, meh, 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 meh.
Yeah, she's got an attitude about something, and I don't think we know what it is. But
she might. I'm wondering if she's upset that Helena's gone.
That's what I think. She's probably bummed about that. Poor girl.
Yeah, but then her dad tells her ghost stories, and it's a fun, and she's like, getting more excited about that.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Donnie gets arrested, and it's like a giant.
The police barge in, literally kick down the door, are stepping on all the birthday stuff, which, okay, rude.
Yeah, rude.
Like, they're not crashing his birthday party. They're crashing a small girl's birthday party. Calm down. There's children here. Calm down. I'm sure if you asked him nicely, he would have gone with you anyway. So yes. Rude, and thanks for traumatizing all of those children.
Also, Donnie's arrested for drug trafficking.
Yeah, which, because it happens.
It does happen. And then as they're taking him out, Detective Duco comes in.
Yep.
And we kind of know now that what happened. And it's not and like basically the Neos are going after them. Yep. To threaten everybody.
Yep, because they see the Lita clone says a threat, so they're trying to get to the bottom of this.
So, Allison's doing great. It's all fantastic for her. Let's go to Cosima, shall we?
Sure, let's do it.
Do you want to?
Well, we might as well.
So, Cosima's sad.
Yeah, she's pretty bummed.
So, like, again, we said the hopeful things. So, Cosima's all sad and, like, doesn't have any hope. And Scott's just trying to be like, no, we're going to figure this out.
She's trying to just be a good friend.
Good on you, Scott. I like Scott.
I do like Scott. Huh?
But, like Cosima's just, like, nothing is really cheering her up. And basically they see, like, with the malware that EVHO introduced to their system, they can't get any of the stuff back. Mm-hmm. But then we learned that, if you remember, Cosima did steal Sarah's bot that was in her cheek.
Little maggot.
Also, there is a bit which kind of, I don't know if it kind of upset me, but like there, like she basically says like you still got your lab partner, and Casima's like, no, she's dead. And then she's like, no offense, Scott, and he's like, some taken.
He's like, yeah, he's pretty offended by that.
I don't know if he's that. I think like part of him's offended, but then it's kind of like a thing of like we're all not in a good place, and we're gonna say stuff that we regret.
Right? Yeah. Scott's so good.
So, like, if we remember, Sarah's bot was basically supposed to make her sick and try to find the right genome to trigger the sickness, which didn't work. So Casima's like, well, what if I implanted in me? And it can do the opposite and make her better. And then Scott's kind of like, it could also do a ton of bad things. It's really risky.
Yeah, it's like, you're putting some weird toxic thing inside of you. Maybe not the best idea.
Also, it's also like you're doing it like kind of like, it says here DIY, so I'm like,
yeah, maybe don't.
No.
Consider.
But like, Casima's really desperate, so it's kind of this big thing of like, they get food, but then Casima locks herself down into the lab, and she's like getting ready to do it, and she like injects herself with like, I guess like, kind of like Novocaine or anesthesia.
Yeah, like Novocaine.
And then cuts her cheek.
Yeah, just like all this blood.
And it's like literally about to do it, but then Felix calls because Felix is like doing his stuff with Sarah. And everybody's like, "Come, it's like Casima, don't do this." And then we tell what Crystal said fully about Delphine, which was, yes, she did get shot, and somebody took her away. But when they took her away, she was alive.
Yes.
So as of now, Delphine is hopefully alive.
Friggin' Felix saves the day in this episode.
Anytime
somebody has a problem, they call Felix, and he is Fix-It Felix.
He is Fix-It Felix, but I will say, like, when it comes to, like, champions of the day, I mean, Rachel's just, like, being her bitchy self.
Yeah.
But, like, she's, like, being strong about it. But, like, champions of the day, like, Donnie for getting arrested, for, like, being there for his wife and getting arrested.
Yeah.
Scott for being there for his friend and just like, no, we're going to solve this. And Felix for just saving the day. Champions of the day.
Wow. Look at it. Men can do things right. It's amazing.
Oh, that's offensive.
Yep.
They're there for their friends and loved ones. We love them.
Very good.
And it's not, I mean, granted, like, Felix is a minority.
Yeah. Woo. But,
Scott and Donnie, but they're still great guys. It doesn't matter what your race is or your sexual orientation. They're all great.
They're all great.
Okay?
Fabulous.
White men have problems too.
Alrighty. Well, I'm so glad that we could establish that men weren't the worst in this episode. So it's good to know.
Men aren't really the worst in this show.
Yeah, I know, right? Like
most of the villains are women.
I know. Actually, yeah, it's pretty well, like, evenly split, like, gender-wise, which is really great. Really great. I, like, can't stress enough that, like, when you have, like, good representation like that, like, yeah, you get, have a lot of feelings. But.
Also, when Casima hears that, she kind of has a little bit more hope and starts breaking down crying, and then it's just sad. But, like, you're like, all right, we can figure this out. Speaking of that, do you want to talk about Sarah?
We should probably talk about Sarah.
Do you want to talk...
She's not doing too hot.
Because, like, her and Casima, they feel like it's their fault, which, like, kind of. But, like, again, I think, like, the biggest problem is that nobody factored in Evie.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, like, if they would have factored her in, they probably could have figured something out, but, like, nobody really suspected her.
Right.
And, like, it was a good deal except for that.
Yeah.
So they feel like it's their fault. Like, we should have seen that coming. We should have seen that.
Yeah. But I didn't. So
like, Sarah's upset because, like, she agreed to the deal. Casima was upset because, like, she's the one who led to the deal.
Right.
It's all very sad. So Sarah's really upset. Her and Mrs. S is also very upset.
Yeah. Yeah, she's, yeah.
And kind of says some
Says
some not nice words to Sarah.
Yeah.
What was like, you can't be an orphan, you're going to stay an orphan.
But it's like, you can't be an orphan, that's all you'll ever be. It's like, oh, bummer.
Not nice. And then Sarah's like, I'm just going to go out. And she, like, doesn't feel like they need to stay there. But Mrs. S, worrying about where Sarah's going to go, says, like, nope, you're not bringing Kira. Kira's staying.
Yeah.
And then she leaves and she goes to a bar. And she's drinking a lot.
She's on a bender.
On a bender, it's not fun. And she's also
lots of drinking.
Seeing some visions, it's fine.
Yeah, just casually seeing Beth in her peripherals, which is fine, because it's not like Beth's dead or anything.
Yep, and then I do come up, like, Felix, like, finds out that Sarah went on a bender from Kira, and Felix is, like, to Kira saying, like, nope, we're gonna find her, everything's gonna be fine. And Felix is like,
Felix is here to save the day.
Felix is going to save the day. And then Sarah runs into Dizzy. Hey,
I like this guy.
Yeah, see, he's not bad.
I like this guy.
I don't know where he's from, but I like him.
No, yeah, he's just like a cool dude.
But, so they're drinking a bit, and then we run into we run into some girl and some guy who are a couple.
Sorta.
And they want another one.
Threesome.
Why not?
Threesome.
Context.
Oh, yeah. Not threesome with the right state of mind. Threesome with the right state of mind. Yeah, you gotta watch that.
So,
if you're having a threesome, have it for the right reason.
So Sarah's just like dancing, and then they go back to another area, and there's some cocaine.
Yeah, they're getting high.
Then definitely have a three-way. And then they kind of make fun of Dizzy, and Sarah's like, don't make fun of Dizzy. And then Dizzy takes her out of the place, and then she's just being annoying, and then Sarah's kind of like alluding to like, hey, Dizzy, you want to get some?
Yeah.
And then he kind of does.
I feel a little bit.
I'm not like slightly conflicted with Dizzy, because like I feel like he would just want to get information out of her about like what happened. Yeah. But like he still was kind of like, all right, whatever. He's
a little into it, but like when push comes to shove, he starts asking the real questions.
Yeah,
because he's got people.
One of them already dead though.
Yeah. Poor Dizzy.
So they're kind of doing it, and like I really wanted them to bang because they just seemed like it'd be a fun bang, but like not in the context.
Kind of hot.
Not in the context.
Not in that context.
No, but then
in a different context.
She does like a thing where he just like sucks on his finger, which I still don't get.
Some people are into that.
I know, but I respect that, but I don't get it.
Okay.
But he kind of feels that like her maggot bot's gone.
Yeah.
And he's like, how'd you get it out? Like, what? Like, what's going on? And then Sarah's like, fuck off.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to talk about this. And he's like, definitely wants to talk about that because, like, it's a pretty big deal.
And then we hear something from Kira basically saying, Sarah's following Beth.
Yeah.
Oh, no?
Yeah, that's not good.
So
that's because well, it's funny because Beth ended up not alive anymore. So maybe not. Maybe
we're seeing her this episode. You know.
Yeah. Of course. She's not dead.
Yep. So Sarah goes to the train station and she's kind of like looking over the ledge and talking to Beth a bit.
Yeah, they have a conversation, which is always interesting.
Yeah, and she says, like, are you going to follow me the rest of my life? And then Beth says, tonight's her last night, I hope. Which you can kind of go to two ways. Okay, either Sarah's going to die.
Yeah.
Or Sarah's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But she's kind of, like, looking over the ledge and saying, like, I could jump. And Beth's like, that's only 40 feet. Worst comes to worst, you could end up like Rachel. And then you see the train and you're just like, what were you thinking? Like, I know you probably weren't thinking Sarah was going to die.
No.
But, like, what were you thinking? Or are you just, like, kind of sad?
I was just like, this is going to be a sad moment, but, like, Sarah's not going to die. But she's going to come out of it, but I'm just curious.
I mean, it was acted really well. I mean, the Emmy well-deserved.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Emmy always well-deserved. But Felix finds her, and they're talking a bit, and they're talking for a bit, and then Beth kind of says, like, you need to finish this. Like, we need to finish it. And then Sarah and Felix have a hug.
Yeah, and, like, Beth says something about them, like, sharing something or, like, something, you know, like, deep down. I was like, what, are they also twins? They're not. But
they're not.
But, like, the way it was said was, like, very, like, felt very much like a callback to, you know, how, like, Sarah and Helena had that connection.
Yeah, and then Mrs. S kind of realizing she done wrong makes Sarah some breakfast the next morning, and they kind of just, like, have a nice silent...
Just have a moment.
Have a moment. It's nice. And then we cut to Kira... And she's playing Minecraft. Good for you, kid.
All right, kid.
I feel like I might like Minecraft if I ever played it, because, like, I just like games where you kind of just, like, dick around and do whatever you want.
Yeah. Build stuff.
Yeah, but, like, I never actually played it.
I never got into it.
Anyway, but then something pops up, and it's MK!
Yay!
Yay! Eh?
Yay!
She can do good stuff.
Yeah.
And we understand why she did what she did.
Yeah, yep.
And that's the end.
Woo.
How you feel? You feeling good?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, nobody killed themselves this episode, so I think things are pretty okay now. Good? They're good.
I think I find it interesting because I was like kind of looking this up. What was it that after? Because there's like we said, like the halfway point. It's kind of like when everything is revealed and like probably some tragic stuff might happen. But then the next episode is kind of usually like the funny episode.
Yeah.
And this one it wasn't.
Yeah, it was like just slightly not as bad. Not necessarily funny.
No. So there was that.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody else was kind of depressed.
Yeah.
And then I guess we got a little...
Understandably so, though.
Yeah, I think we got like a little bit of hope afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, we're just kind of like, ugh. Like,
eh.
I think everybody just like needs like, hey, like let's just have a day where like we're just sad.
Right.
And then we get back on track and try to figure this out.
Everybody needs a day to just be sad. It's alright to be sad.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes life sucks. A lot of the time life sucks.
A lot of time life sucks, but we'll be okay. So yeah, that's that. That's it. I don't know if there's so much to talk about. It's just kind of like a sad time.
Just like, but like well done. And the fact that, Tatiana Maslany earned an Emmy for that. And we agree with that. And we're good.
Yes. I want to take a break and we'll talk about the next episode, which is the funny episode, thank God.
Let's do it.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be back and talk about the redesign of natural objects. Oh! All right, we're back.
Yay.
Let's talk about this episode. So as we remember, Donnie is in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody can survive the big house, it's not Donnie.
It's not Donnie. Oh no, Donnie.
He's like trying to be tough at one point to like this other guy who kind of looks like he probably is only in jail for like some kind of like corporate thing or like, what is it, like white collar?
Yeah, like a white collar crime kind of thing.
But not the case. He's actually, well, it might be the case, but he's there with somebody else who's like a bigger guy.
Yeah.
And scary. And then
he looks like he could fuck you up.
And then he says, I got my eye on you. And he's got a tattoo with the Neo-Illusionist symbol. And you're just like, oh no.
Like, oh, this goes deeper than just some petty drug trafficking.
Yes. So there's the beginning of that. Trying to think. A lot of the stuff is kind of connected a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with actually Cosima and I'll go like a little bit like saying like what a lot of the clones are doing. So we got Sarah and Cosima are like together and they're just like trying to figure out what their next move is. And they get contacted with MK, who went like obviously got to through Kira. And basically says they've located Susan like where the island was.
Yes.
So that's good. And what else did they do? They ask if she can tap into like the system and get a hold of Susan like for them.
Right.
So they do that, and it's all encrypted. Mm-hmm. And they basically they want to work on because of this. They're still like, well, we got to work on it. We got to. Wait, I know like we lost everything, but we still got to find a cure.
Right.
So we're gonna do that.
Yeah, we can't mess around.
So they contact them, and they're just like to Susan, they're like, let's work on a cure. Mm-hmm. And then Scott's like comes in, and he's like, I'm not working with Rachel.
He's like, oh, not doing that. No, stab this in the back.
And she cheats on whatever the game was. That was fun. And then finally Ira leaves and Rachel leaves, and they're kind of like they're kind of getting like a brother sister bond.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah,
it's nice.
They're motivated.
Mm-hmm. And so Cosima and Susan and Scott are kind of working on like with the notes that they do have, and they're sharing that, and they're like saying like a lot of stuff they're doing wasn't exactly working, and they also don't like their lab is not great.
Right.
So there's that, and then they come up with an idea so they can have some form of the original, which is you get a fertilized Leda egg and castor sperm.
Ooh. And
just kind of combine them. So
yeah, that sounds.
It's incestuous science, but it's for science.
For a good reason.
So it's fine.
It's fine. It's science, so it's okay.
Yes, it's all fine. Anyway. So that's Cosima's plan, and like I think it's probably a good plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like they have to get Sarah too. Well, I'll get to finish up Cosima's story.
Right. Let's do it.
So Cosima tells Sarah, basically like this could be the breakthrough that we needed, and so then Sarah's like she agrees, and then Cosima actually goes to the island.
Yeah. They ship her out there.
We should go to the island of Dr. Moreau.
Yay.
And also to conclude, Rachel goes back to the real world, and they And she's like, I'm going to stop Evie. And we're like, yeah, bitch fight.
Do it, I guess, maybe, if you can. Go for it.
You know what? I believe in Rachel.
If anyone can do it, Rachel can be the supreme bitch.
Okay, so I'm going to go halfway through Sarah's story because she doesn't do, like, it's more like the people around Sarah that kind of do stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to go to Allison. After the stuff with Cassima, Sarah goes back to the house and, like, talks, and, like, they do the whole meeting thing. And then, meanwhile, Mrs. S is, like, leaving with her gun.
Yeah.
That's not good. Mm-hmm. And Kira sees. And Mrs. S lies, and I'm like, don't lie to Kira. Kira knows stuff.
She does.
And then Kira's kind of, like, pestering her mom. It's like, Mrs. S left with her gun. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, no. So then they go to Art and basically say, I think Mrs. S is going to try to kill Duco.
Yeah, she's going to do something maybe a little rash. Maybe we should stop that.
Yes. So, but we see Mrs. S, like, trying to take the shot.
Yep.
And like, Duco's just, like, out there alone in the woods.
He's just, like, chilling.
And then we see a red minivan come by, and there's Allison's in it. So we're like, what's going on there? Mm-hmm. And, well, Mrs. S kind of like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And then calls, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with Allison. So let's go into that. Mm-hmm. Allison's dressed like normal.
Yeah.
Her husband's in jail. But they get a lawyer, and it's Adele, so you know it's all fine.
So even though she's on probation, and she's a little intoxicated.
She's always intoxicated.
That's a good point.
And they have to make up a lie for Adele, because, like, so Felix like, oh, this is Sarah's twin sister.
Yeah, great.
And then they have, like, a phone, like, a chat visitation with Donnie. Mm-hmm. And Donnie's kind of freaking out because, like, he tells Allison that there's a neo-illusionist there.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not going to make it till Monday. Because that's the thing, like, he's got to stay there at least till Monday, and it's, like, the weekend.
Right.
So Allison's kind of freaking out, and then she goes to see, she contacts Duco and basically says, like, what do they want? Mm-hmm. And, like, that kind of thing, and, like, why are they actually after us? And Duco's like, oh, like, nobody really cares. Like, they just, like, it's the illusionist stuff. Like, the cops don't really care.
Right, yeah.
So if you want, and they don't care, like, if you just, like, want to live your life, you just have to give us information, tell us where Sarah is.
Yeah.
And Allison's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, I think I believe her that she doesn't know.
Yeah. Well, because Sarah's, always floating around. So
Duco's like, oh, like, you think about it, and then we'll come back and discuss this. Mm-hmm. And Allison's just like, and, like, because she goes back to the church because her and Sarah Stubbs are doing a musical review.
Yeah.
Yay. We should do that.
Musical review?
Yeah.
Do a musical?
Yeah.
I think we would have a good time with that.
Or a musical review. Or just do a podcast where we review musicals.
That'd be fun.
So, back to, like, and, like, obviously, said Mrs. S, like, finds out about this, and they're kind of worried about if Allison's gonna not bail on them, but, like, betray them. Mm-hmm. So then they tell Felix to, like, go check up on her, and Felix is like, guys, it's fine. And then Allison calls Felix, mm-hmm. and it's like, where's Sarah?
Yeah, and everybody's like,
and I was like, all right, I'm gonna come down to the church in a bit. Mm-hmm. And that kind of thing. Meanwhile, Allison talks to the Reverend and kind of says, like, her dilemma. Yeah. It's like, just let the Lord help you.
Yep. The Lord. Jesus will do it.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Take it from my hand.
Oh, is that an actual song?
Yeah. It's Carrie Underwood, Jesus, take the wheel.
Oh.
That's where that phrase comes from. Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I didn't know that.
Take it from my hand.
I don't listen to that much Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
She's fine. I like her.
Fine. She's good.
She was great at Sound of Music.
She was very good in that.
No, she wasn't.
No.
No.
I thought she was fine.
No.
She's got a good voice, though.
Not that kind of voice, though. She's got a good country voice.
Yeah. I don't really like country.
I like country. Anyway, back to this. So Allison's a bit, like, not sure what to do, and luckily they're singing Jesus Christ Superstar, so it makes sense in context.
Jesus Christ
Superstar.
Don't know the words.
Anyway, so, and she's kind of also worrying about stuff, and Sarah Stubbs is there to help out, because she is great.
That's what she's there for. She's so good.
But then Felix comes by, and Allison's like, hey, like, what's going on? I just want to be back in the loop. And Felix is trying to, like, pester it out of her. Mm-hmm. And Allison gets a text from Duco saying that he's here.
Right.
And then and then Felix is like, hey, like, is anything going on? And then it's, like, cuts, and they see her walking out. So, like, what were you thinking? Are you, like, weren't sure. I can keep going, and then you can say what you're thinking.
Going, yeah.
All right, so then they're Allison and Duco are talking, and he has basically Dooku gives Allison his cell phone, and Donnie's on the phone.
Yeah.
And the Neolicious guy went into his cell with a shiv, or is it shiv or it's both?
Shank. I say shank personally. After all,
I'd heard both, so I don't really care. And then he said he's gonna stick it in my brain through my eye. And you're just like, Donnie,
no.
So Allison basically says where Sarah's gonna be.
Yeah.
And then Duke goes like, okay, like if that's true, then Donna will be up on Monday. And if it's not, you better say a prayer. So now, what were you thinking?
I was like, oh shit, Allison, what you doing? But then I was like thinking about it a little more. I'm like, if she was smart, she would have a plan behind this.
I think that's what I was thinking.
Smart.
I think that's what I was thinking.
I definitely didn't like fully believe, like if it actually turned out she just rat someone out for the sake of ratting someone out, I would have been like, oh wow, that's really surprising. But that's not.
Like with Felix being there, I was kind of like, oh, there's got to be a plan.
Right.
There is a plan, guys.
There's a plan.
So meanwhile, while we're listening to Jesus Christ, people singing Jesus Christ Superstar, and Donnie getting beaten up in jail.
Yeah.
Duke goes back outside of this comic book shop. You were also concerned because you're like, they just gave away the location of the safe house.
Yeah.
And then I told you, no, the safe house is a grocery shop.
Yeah, I keep getting those confused. I just know that the comic shop is a place where people do things, but it's like where the lab is.
Yeah, and then Sarah walks into the comic book shop. So Duke goes like, okay, like, all right, let me go in there and get Sarah. And then he talks to, I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name either.
He was like Dragon Wizard for...
Yeah, he's a cool kid.
I like him.
Yeah, I like him.
He's like 30 probably, because he was a science guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I feel bad because like, oh, I was a scientist guy, now I work in a comic book shop. But then I'm like, well, it is technically just like...
I mean, it still probably fulfills like some... nerd wish.
Oh, I was gonna say it's also like from like going like from one to the other. I was like, oh, it's still technically just like a front for a lab.
Yeah,
so it's fine. And then Dooku kind of beats him up a little bit, and then Zess comes out, and Art comes out, and Sarah comes out, and it was all a trick. Hooray!
Yay.
Allison didn't do it. Allison's not Judas.
Good job, Allison. You won us over.
And well, she's still like upset because she's like, oh, and she's like, please let this work.
Yeah.
And
she almost falls off the wagon, but she didn't.
She didn't fall off the wagon.
I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, and then there's like she's still performing, and Donnie's still getting beaten up. But then the Neolicious guy gets a call and says like, "We're done. Like we're good. Don't worry about like we're calling it off." Mm-hmm. So Donnie's okay, thank God, and he'll be out in a couple days.
Good, yay! He'll make it till Monday.
Yay! And then Sarah tells Sarah tells Felix to tell Allison that Donnie's safe, and then we're all happy. Thank you, Jesus.
Woo! Shout out to Jesus.
And then we go back to not really Sarah, but Mrs. S, because they got Dooku and they need to know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And then Mrs. S tells Art and Sarah, y'all need to leave.
Yeah.
So they do. And even though Dooku's begging.
Yeah, he's like, Art, like from one cop to another cop. And Art's like, peace out, bitch.
Yep.
He didn't say that, but he was thinking it.
And Mrs. S basically is torturing him with like electrical things with jumper cables. And basically we learned that Evie got approval for a bot program, wants to implant them in people under the guise of gene therapy.
But they don't know.
He doesn't know what they do.
Yeah. And
he basically just trying to be like saying like Neolicious and his niece, and then he took the payment for them. And I'm like, okay, but you're still why? Like, how did you even join up with them in the first place?
Right.
Like, no, like you probably did something wrong.
Yeah, probably brought it on yourself.
And then Mrs. S, the Mrs. S that we love, gets out her rifle, loads it up, points it at Dooku's heart, and says, "This is for my ma," and then bang.
Good.
So Dooku,
fuck him up.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, bitch.
So yay! Woo! And the end of the episode is Cosima going to the island, and Rachel also. Well, she sees more of the swan. I mentioned the swan.
Oh yeah.
She sees more. She keeps seeing the swan, and then she sees like a man.
Yeah, some weird old guy who looks very science.
And then a headless swan, which was gross, but I'm okay with it.
I was sad about the headless one.
Well, it's fine. Everything's fine, right?
Sure.
All right. So that's the end of that episode. Are you feeling better about life after? I'm
feeling slightly better. I'm not as traumatized. I'm still a little sad and a little concerned.
But there's some hope
not
now.
As traumatized.
There is hope.
We got hope.
Mm-hmm.
Which is important.
Which is all that matters. Do you want to do a comment corner?
I only have one comment. So, do I? No, I have 2 comments.
Okay.
I have a comment from our season 4, episode 3 and 4 reaction, which is just Eddie Emmy quoting the one line where it says, "She's a scientist and a lesbian. She's not going to let it slide." Comments. Classic. I agree. It's a good line.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another one from, I think it's our season 1 finale reaction of Orphan Black by Jay Keshawn, who says, "The uncontrollable laughing when Kira got hit was so me. That scene was wild." Thank you. I'm glad you can relate to my uncomfortable laughing whenever things get serious.
Yay.
And that's all I got, which means, guys, if you want to read more comments, you gotta actually, leave the comments. We got some key players who are doing great jobs of leaving comments, and we enjoy them, but also I'd love to hear from more of you. So, comment on our stuff, or leave us reviews and such, or even you can tweet at us and stuff like that, and post on our Facebook. We'll still read that on the show, so, do it. And then you can get yourself your very own episode of First Reaction, Fan Reaction. All right.
Well, that's the end of this episode. Feels like it was quite short, but I think we got the gist of it.
We covered the main points.
Yes. And anyway, so if you're listening to us on YouTube, please subscribe and leave a comment and like us and that kind of shenanigan stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We are on iTunes, so please subscribe to us there and rate us and leave us a review.
Yay!
I don't think I've checked for reviews lately.
I have. We haven't really gotten any.
All right. But do that, because it'll be fun.
Yeah, because
we're on Facebook, facebook.com/WittyClothes Leave like us and leave a comment if you want.
Mm-hmm.
We're on Twitter at Witty Clothes, so you can tweet at us there, follow us, that whole shebang. We're on Patreon if you want to maybe donate some money to us once a month, and once we get enough people, we'll start doing Patreon exclusive stuff, and then we can actually start building up our podcasting empire.
Yes.
Taking over the world.
Everyone will bow to us.
I don't like that. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work ruling a nation. We do have a website, wittyclothesproductions.com. Well, hopefully it's a work in progress, so we're working on it, guys.
But check it out, and then you can tell us how bad it sucks.
Or if you have any suggestions for stuff that you'd like to see on there.
Yeah, what would you like to see? We really want to know that.
And if you want to tell us, because we don't have a thing to tell us on the website, but you can email us.
Yeah.
wittyclothes@gmail.com. Email us stuff. That's fun. All right. Next time is a season finale.
Oh boy, I'm scared.
Don't be.
I'm so concerned.
Everything's fine. We're going to talk about episode 9, the mitigation of competition, and episode 10, from dancing mice to psychopaths.
Oh, okay. That sounds like fun. Wah wah.
Cailin's scared.
I'm so scared.
Yeah. What's the worst that's happened? Come on. The last season finale was fine. It ended happily, minus Delphine getting shot.
Yeah. But now we know that she's maybe alive or not. Maybe.
Everything's fine. All right, guys. So I'm Dara Whitman.
I'm Cailin.
Peace.
Peace.